Hi, my name is John Immel, and I'm the director of Joyful Belly Ayurveda. Our talk today is on how to take care of your body in August. August is a profound month of the year because it's the first month after the big flip-flop in temperature. Every year, twice a year, the temperature changes direction, either in mid-January or mid-July. And when that happens, the body has to adopt a whole new set of strategies in order to cope with the season. So we're going to discuss some of the disease patterns, diet, lifestyle, and herbs that you can use to stay healthy this time of year. Humans are warm-blooded species, and so changes in temperature are a profound threat to the stability of our body. And when the temperature changes direction, our body has a whole new strategy to deal with it. The first thing that you might notice in August is a new craving for sweets. In May and June, people want baby spinach leaves and arugula and asparagus, tender greens. But by early August, people are ready for baked goods, mashed potatoes. A friend of mine brought some homemade zucchini bread to my house last weekend, and I thought that was a sure sign that autumn was approaching. Heavy, sweet, fattier foods are the sign that the temperature's dropping. Why? Because our body is going to use those carbohydrates and fats to build an insulating layer of fat in our skin. And that insulating layer of fat is going to protect us from the colder temperatures ahead. Actually, our body, our skin, pulls those fats from circulation. And in the process of pulling fats from circulation, our blood quickly dries out. This creates a Vata imbalance in the circulation, a Vata imbalance in the body, and predisposes a person to dryness. In August, people get sick when they are deficient in fluids or fats. The opposite end of the spectrum, in February, people get sick when they have excess fluids or fats. So August is a very dry time of year. The blood is dry because the fats are getting pulled out of our blood. And there's another reason why our blood is dry. The summer sun, the sweltering summer sun, has been cooking our body and causing us to sweat for months altogether. And so August is a time of year when our electrolytes are likely to be imbalanced. And one of the best things that you can do for your body in August is to keep your electrolytes balanced. To drink water with a little bit of salt in it. Maybe a limeade with a bit of honey and a bit of salt. Or limeade with some raw sugar and salt, even better, because honey is a diuretic. And if August is a season of dryness, we want to avoid all diuretics. That means avoiding celery, avoiding parsley, avoiding asparagus. Even watermelon, strong diuretic. So if you eat those foods this time of year, you're going to need to drink more water and maybe even a little bit more salt in order to offset the loss in electrolytes. There's another thing that starts to happen in August is that our muscles begin to feel tired. I've had lots of clients in the first week of August report muscle cramps. Why would this happen? Well, The first and most obvious answer is that imbalances in electrolytes cause muscle cramps. Actually, imbalances in sodium and potassium particularly cause muscle cramps. But there's another factor here that causes muscle fatigue. That is, as the temperature starts to cool down, the body is no longer pushing blood into the arms and legs. When it's very hot out, the body pushes blood into our skin and into our arms and legs. And the reason why our body does that is to radiate heat. And once the temperature is no longer hot outside, the blood sort of stays in the core of our body. And that can deprive our arms and legs of blood flow. So the muscles start to feel tired in early August, and everybody wants to take a vacation. It's actually a great time of year to take a vacation. Enjoy the last few weeks of summer, rest your muscles after all of that spring and early summer work in the garden. People also tend to get dry rashes. That dryness of late summer tends to create dry type rashes. In May and June, people get wet rashes that are weepy, blistery. But in the fall, people get dry, scaly rashes. The imbalance in electrolytes, the lack of fats in the blood, they make the mind a bit anxious. It makes the whole nervous system a bit anxious. And so you might notice a bit of insomnia this time of year. Other effects of dryness are constipation. Many people report their stools are harder, more rabbit pellet-like. They may be straining to eliminate. These are all signs of dry skin. Constipation are the classic signs of dryness. Also in August, people are coping with schedule changes. With every change in season is a change in schedule. And this time of year, the kids are going back to school, and lots of people are coping with a new schedule. It's really important to take care of your body when you're adjusting to a new routine. Some important foods to avoid in August include anything that's a diuretic. We mentioned that already. Parsley, celery, asparagus. Avoid foods that are astringent, i.e. foods that make your mouth feel tight. That could be a walnut. If you don't know what astringent taste is like, just put a walnut into your mouth and hold it there for a few minutes, and you'll start to notice that the tissue on the top of your mouth and on your tongue starts to tighten up. And those astringent foods can aggravate constipation and dryness in the body. You want to favor salty foods, favor sweets, fats, heavier foods. Have some mashed potatoes, some sweet potatoes, even a little bit of chicken. If you're not a vegetarian, this is a time of year to reintroduce meats into your diet. Grapes are one of the best foods for August because they're a sweet food that helps pacify Vata. They're a wonderful tonic. And they also calm Pitta dosha. They soothe and cool tissues. You also want to think about adding cooling sours like pomegranates. And one of my favorite foods for August is wild apples. Store-bought apples aren't tart enough, but wild apples are quite tart and sour, and they're a great digestive for this time of year that purges heat. If you know of a wild apple tree in your area, go and pick a wild apple. Some lifestyle habits for August that you can use to stay healthy include oil massage, taking a vacation from work, keeping your body warm at night so that you don't get insomnia, and dressing in layers so that you can easily keep your temperature warm in the morning but cool off in the hot afternoons. Some of my favorite herbs for August include licorice root and salt. Salt is an herb. Salt is a powerful herb. It helps water retention, and that's important during a dry season. So I use salt as an herb this time of year. Ashwagandha is one of my favorite herbs for keeping calm in August. Chyawanprash is one of my favorite formulas. And if you have pitta, heat conditions this time of year, some amalaki is also a good herb to think about adding to your formula. Well, this has been a brief discussion on taking care of your body in August and some of the diet, lifestyle practices, and herbs that you can use to stay healthy. Thank you.